So if 100 people apply, 90 are getting rejected.
Yeah. Because I feel they are not reading the JD at all.
So reading the JD and optimizing it is important. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I think many of you had asked here when I'm applying for jobs, my application is getting rejected, right? And the job application process is not a straightforward process. There are multiple steps involved. So today I've invited Maneesha, who has 6+ years experience, and she's currently working as a talent acquisition leader at Loop Health. And before that, she has worked with different companies in setting up teams from scratch and also in established companies. And she's taking care of product, tech, and non-tech hiring. So today we are going to understand about the most common doubts we have, like how should a resume be, how should reach out to recruiter, how does resume shortlisting work, how does a hiring pipeline works, and much more. So let's get into the video. Thanks a lot, Maneesha, for joining. If you can give a quick introduction to the audience, it would be great.
Thank you, Manoj, for setting up this opportunity for all of us. Hi, everyone. This is Maneesha, and I have 6+ years of experience in talent acquisition, employer branding, and other functions as well in HR. I started my journey with a blockchain company and I started with tech recruitment. That's how it has become really easy for me in my upcoming journey. I worked there for 3.5 years and then I moved to a deep devotion tech startup. I got a chance to build their team from the scratch and then I moved to Loop Health, which is my current organization. They are into health tech. I instantly got connected with their mission and vision, which is like increasing the health span and lifespan in India, and that's how we are just trying to build the best of the team in health tech in India for tech product and design.
Let me directly jump to the first most common question, right? So what is the correct way of applying for jobs? There are multiple channels. Often people get confused. Should I apply via careers page, referral? And there are also a lot of third-party sites like Wellfound, Naukri, Cutshort, etc. Right? So what is the correct way of applying for jobs?
Okay, this is a tricky question because jobs are, available everywhere on each of the platform. However, the best platform to apply with is on their career site, like company's career page is the best site. I'll tell you why also. There's a strong reason behind that because the ATS is also integrated with career page, right? So whatever application is going through that, it is reaches directly to recruiter's eyes. Second is LinkedIn. Most important platform these days is LinkedIn. Then there are other job boards also which is present and they're doing pretty well as well. So it completely depends. If you are into engineering, you can start applying on Highrace, InstaHire. Then for product and design role, IM's job. Again, InstaHire is also there. Then Behance, Dribble for design portfolios and everything. You can apply from there as well. If I have to give you a percentage, then majorly 30% is a well-researched platform, which is career site, and LinkedIn is close to 15 to 20%. Other job boards covers 15%. One important point I would love to mention over here, if you know somebody in the organization, please ask them to put a word for you to the recruiter so that your application can be fast tracked. If the referrals works like magic in an organization because it comes with a word of mouth. So yes.
Right. So I think referrals is like the first channel, and the careers page is also the company's official careers.
Oh, the person in the organization career site is the best place. However, a lot of people keeps on, sending you the request on LinkedIn. So you may be connected with the person. So you can just ask them. Yeah.
Got it. Perfect. And the second question is, what does a recruiter look in a resume, right? What do you look in a resume while shortlisting candidates? And also, like a follow-up, if we can start with how does a funnel look like at first, and then we can jump into that.
How do we decide the funnel is a very tricky question. It completely depends on organization to organization. What is their process, first of all? How many rounds of interviews is going to happen? Second is what is their conversion ratios. So for R1 to R2 to R3 to R4, I'll just give you a simple example to just make it more simplify over here. If I have to hire 2 backend developers or 2 product managers, and I know that my R1 to R2 ratio is 50%. So I'll do the backward integration, and like that, I will just get R2 to R3, R3 to R4 conversion rates as well. So I'll just do the backward integration. If I have to close 2 roles, then I have to pitch in at least 6 people in R4. 50% again, 12 people in R3, 24 people in R2, or maybe little less, and then vice versa. So this is how a typical journey looks like. The conversion ratio can be different in different organization because the questions you ask in an interview is very different in organizations as well, basis on the role and everything.
Got it. Perfect. And next is, what do you look in a resume?
Okay. Interesting question. So first is basically how that person has defined. So I'm just talking about lateral hiring over here, not the campus hiring. Lateral hiring, I'm just typically taking 1 or 2 to 4 years of experience, wherein the experience part is more important. More, how many switches have you made? Why did you make? Right? Education is also one of the important aspect. Then a lot of times, people appears in, they represent their country in state level, country level. They play something. They have done some kind of certification, qualified some kind of, prestigious scholarships or something. If you have done, please put it there. It will definitely give a weightage for the candidate, right? If there is just an example, if we are looking out for an product manager who just 1 year, pass out of the college, then these things will definitely help them in getting a call from the recruiter. Experience, how do you mention the experience is also very, very important. So focus on that. Like that should be the major focus area. What is the projects that you worked upon? Clear matrix that you have moved. Give the percentages. Very, very pointed data. If you'll give, your resume will be picked.
Perfect. I think majorly is experience we should focus
Yes.
on, clearly mentioning the projects and metric, and also extracurricular activities,
Yes.
achievements which you have
Yeah.
attained. Perfect. I think the another question I've heard at lot of places, there are different percentage that people say that X% of people get rejected in the first application shortlisting process, right? So according to you, what is the average number of people who get rejected in the resume shortlisting now? Imagine if 100 people apply, how many people are getting rejected in the resume shortlisting process?
Okay, I am taking a typical LinkedIn format, right? Whereas 90% is Manoj, it's junk. People do not read the JD, they do not know that this is the right fit for me or for the organization or not. So please do read the JD, read the requirements very, very carefully. At times, people ask for a specific skill set, right? And you don't have it. So please don't apply. I mean, don't even think that you'll get a call if you're not fitting in the bill. So it's like 90% junk and 10% is the actually ratio which has come out.
So if 100 people apply, 90 are getting rejected because of multiple reasons.
Because I feel they are not reading the JD at all.
Right. So reading the JD and optimizing it is important. And another question is, does a recruiter reject these applications, or is the ATS like first ATS rejects and then recruiter, or it's a combination? How does that?
I feel most of the organizations, whatever resumes are coming on their ATS, it is going through the recruiter eyes. Auto parsing is there, but auto rejection, until you have a specific skill set that you're looking out, people don't do it. Auto rejection is not there. Most of the organization that I can count off.
Perfect. I think you've worked across companies which are at different stages, right? So how does hiring changes in different companies, like early stage, mid stage, and maybe established companies?
Very interesting journey. I mean, I figured it out like talking to so many people. It was it's very different at different stage of the companies, what stakeholder wants and what actually company demands at that point in time. It's an amazing journey to understand. So I'll give you a gist of it. Like early stage startup is somebody, they are looking for people who are having high intent. They want to do something, they want to excel into something. Zeal to hustle and grind is the most important thing that they are looking out for. And especially early stage may you meet founders a lot at the time of interviews. So they want to see that kind of spark. Okay, skill is fine, but will you be able to go beyond your, working hours or beyond your time that you have to put across, because these are like proving times for them as well. So they don't want any, set format people who can come set up the format and do a lot of, small experiment and then come up. No, they want like incremental changes in the product. So everyone has to, keep on hustling, keep on doing the changes, making the product, shipping it out instantly, learn what has happened on their feature, how the user is reacting on it, make the changes and ship it again. So this is the kind of role that keeps on going. Now moving to the mid-stage startup, right? All the above is required because they are into growth stage, high growth stage. Right. Along with that, they sometimes look forward for few positions, a very, very experienced people who have seen the journey. So say, suppose if I am hiring for a Series C startup, maybe the people want somebody who have seen the journey from B to C to D to E, so that they can be prepared because they have seen the season of that, and they can just, just stabilize the team with that. Put in the energy where it is required. So direction is something that in that stage people are looking out. And then large set of companies or established companies required a lot of process. The more bigger you become, the process will take place. The experimentation hypothesis will take some more time to, for the testing and all that part. So yeah, process driven, very, very well motivated, self-driven motivated, and stabilized people, established companies look forward to.
Got it. I think this helps a lot, the clarity of like what different companies, so that even candidates when applying for these companies, they should have this, they should keep it in mind before they apply for.
Yeah.
Got it. And the next common thing, I think many of the people I have been mentoring also in my community also, the first thing they say is, I'm applying, but I'm not getting calls. This is the most common problem everyone has. So what are the common mistakes that people should avoid while applying for jobs?
Okay, first thing remains same, read the JD, right? Second thing is basically how you are prioritizing the interviews as well. Say suppose you get the call. Even if you don't get the call, ask recruiter politely. Like you can drop a message to the person on LinkedIn, right? Again, follow up on the message after 24 hours, after 48 hours. So there's a reminder track that everybody needs to follow also, right? So first reminder should go after 24 hours, second reminder should go after 48 hours, but people keep on pestering, LinkedIn to the recruiters that what happened to my job application. If you are not selected or if you're not shortlisted, then you might not get the response, because just imagine, we are not handling one position, we are handling like 10 positions. And for 10 positions, everyone is like on the LinkedIn pestering people that, what has happened. So recruiters also get very, very confused ki, acha, which job role you have applied, acha, okay, which stage you are. Then that is the thing. Second thing is basically do not give the wrong information on your resume. Even if you have a career break, please mention it. Like if it is because of health issues, is it because of some break that you have taken, a travel break or a health break, or probably you were preparing for something, right? So mention it, like give all the clear information on your resume. So you will get the call if your resume is very, very compatible, unless the job is closed or they have offered someone.
Got it. Perfect. I think one cross question on this is, you told read the JD. Maybe many people don't understand. So can you explain more on that? Like what should they look at the JD and how should they put things in? Because there are a lot of things people say, keyword density, a lot of complex factors put on the internet, but what exactly that one should look in the JD before they apply?
Okay, when I'm saying read the JD, which means at least get the experience right. If they are looking for 2 to 4 years of experience, even if you have 1.5 year of experience, it's fine, apply. If you have 5+ years of experience, even apply. However, their requirement is 2 to 4 years. Now we need to see how flexible they are, right? 6 months, 8 months is flexibility is fine. The second thing is if they are, and I'll give you an example of product manager only, right? So if I am looking out for a B2C experience, which means that my stakeholder have thought of something probably, right? They must have think about a feature which requires that kind of expertise. So that expertise is very, very important. That's why it is written. Then second is stability. if it is written that, not many hoppings are there, should be there, then probably your resume get not selected, right? Along with that specific skill set, like basically if you are compatible with Mixpanel, Metabase, the kind of platforms they are looking forward to. If you feel that all these basic requirement, because if you are a product manager, you have an understanding ki what kind of work I am going to do there, and am I compatible with all these requisition that has put up by a recruiter on the job site or on the JD is there, then your resume will get selected. Otherwise, probably no.
Got it. Got it. Understood. I think you talked about switches. So just a cross question on that is, what is the ideal time a person should spend in an org, right? Because many people talk you should not switch more. So what is seen as a red flag by a recruiter? Okay, this person is a job hopper. Maybe we should not hire him. So what's that ideal time?
Manoj, in these times, things are pretty difficult in markets. So yeah, I'll give you an ideal answer, and I'll give you the situation what right now and 2 years back it was. I'll give you that as well. So I started recruitment in 2018, right? And then it was a normal market. Like people used to go to office, nothing was changed.
Pre-COVID.
It was a normal scenario, right? Where the stability counts as 2 to 3 years, at least in an organization. 1 year organization take time to understand you. You take time to understand organization. There's a trust level which is building. There's a team bonding which is happening, right? After 1 year, if you're performing average or good, then you're a very, very important person for the organization, right? And they don't want to lose you unless there's another factor. So 2 to 3 years is the basic time that you should at least spend in an organization to understand how the entire product is functioning, right? And now coming to 2020 to 2022 or 23, a lot of, COVID may a lot of companies formed. There's this bubble which got burst also after that. So during that time, if you see that, there are switches, then you need to ask with the candidate what has happened. There are multiple layoffs which we have heard like in recent times also, and like 1 year back as well. Even Google, Microsoft, big of the companies, first world companies have also laid off people. So at this point in time, I would still suggest, like, if there's not a very, very like 2 to 3 months only there in the organization, otherwise 8-9 months in the organization, ask the reason. If you feel that this person has worked in the similar industry and deserve a fair chance to at least get a call from recruiter, and ask.
Got it. Perfect. So I think now we have covered about resume shortlisting. The next thing that comes is the first round. That's the initial screening round by a recruiter. So what are the things that are assessed in that round? Because even in that round, I see many people getting rejected. But the questions seem to be very simple. I think they ask self-intro, why do you want to join? I think I've seen these kind of question only, but what does a recruiter assess in those rounds? And how do they reject?
I get very, very interesting talks by the people during that call. So this is most favorite part of my job, to talk to people and understand what is happening in the industry. Your people will tell you what is happening, right? So it's a two-way journey. First of all, it's very, very interesting. So first thing is, what recruiter want to understand is your experience. What have you done? So when you are explaining your experience, if again, I'll give you a product manager role ka just an example. If I'll ask a product manager, what is the most impactful project you have done so far? If he's not able to clearly mention that, retention was something that I worked on as a project, what is the matrix that I've moved? What is the insight that I've got from user, from customer experience team, from sales team, anybody, right? If he's not able to simplify the problem for me, like a normal person, like I don't know what Mixpanel is, what Metabase is, what is their use, but somehow I know because these are my keywords for the search. right? I understand somehow that because I have an interest in tech as well, so I keep on interacting with my team as well to make me understand how important are these things, right? However, if they are not able to explain it to you, what was the success metrics, what they were working on, why they are looking out for change, they have an offer, but they are still looking out for an offer. These are red flags, right? If you have an offer, so say suppose like you got laid off, but you have an offer, and then you are still appearing because it's a service based, or you don't have interest in that specific domain in the industry, then you look forward for the job, because you have to spend at least 2.5 years, right, in an organization, so you can take a chance to make your decision right. But if you have 2-3 offers and you keep on offer shopping, then it's a red flag for the recruiter as well. Again, one of the thing that is very very important in the kind of industry that we are working on, Manoj, is ownership. During your conversation, you will get to understand what kind of ownership drive that person is having, and it is very very natural. If you have it, it will come out. If you don't have it, it won't. So these are few things that we look out during our calls.
Understood. Apart from applying, I've also seen recruiters reach out to candidates also, right? So what are the common channels used by recruiters to source candidates?
I would say Insta Hire for engineering, product, and design. Naukri.com is for tech, non-tech both. Then there are specific platforms also. IM Jobs for product and design. Then Hirist is basically for tech hiring. And cutshort.io. Then a lot of other tools are also coming out in the market. And LinkedIn is the best place to be these days as well.
Got it. Perfect. So the next thing is, I think you have talked about LinkedIn, right? So how important is a LinkedIn profile for a recruiter? And let's say if a person is normally applying via careers website, do recruiters look at their resume as well as their LinkedIn profile? And how important is it for shortlisting, for getting into the first?
I feel LinkedIn has become a professional identity. Even if you provide me your resume, I will definitely go back and check your LinkedIn profile. Reason being, your lot of interest, education, verification, everything comes from there. Along with that, your common connection plays a very, very vital role as well. I mean, their stability reflects their interest, recommendation, education. At times, people put what kind of projects also they have worked upon. And there's this, when they define themselves, there's this column where they define themselves like, I have 8+ or years of experience in talent acquisition. I'm good to go in these things. So all these things are also like, you can interpret their interest level as well. At times, software developers just write as software engineer, and then you can go down and just see the skills also. Like, it's a front end developer, they are working in a JavaScript, Java, Golang. So from there also we make out ki, okay, this person is in the back end, right? There's a lot of recommendation. You can talk to them while you are hiring. So this is also one of the plus point of LinkedIn as well.
So I think everyone who is applying should keep their LinkedIn profile complete and like add all the details, right? Because I've seen many of the people, they don't add description, they just add role and they leave it like blank. So I think the next is a most important question, that is the budget for a role set in advance or it changes according to ideal candidate? Because this is one of the most common thing in the mind of candidate too. Imagine they found a job which is like very ideal. Imagine it's like their dream job, but budget can become a problem in some case for candidates as well as company.
Yeah.
So if you can throw more light on this, that would be.
Okay. Budget is always defined when people are ready to hire. Budget is always there. However, it is very, very different, Manoj, in a established organization and again in a startup and mid-level startup, right? So I am taking an example wherein if founder likes somebody, like he have crossed all the rounds, assignment is amazing, and there's a difference of 2-3 lakh or 4 lakh in the expectation and the budget, then we'll increase it. We'll not let anybody join our organization unhappy, right? And second thing, it happens from both the side also. Like, from organization and from the candidate perspective as well. Sometimes it happens that you find the right candidate, but you feel that the company should not invest after this amount of time, or there's a certain level of proving is still there with the candidate, because company is also taking a bet on that person. There's a
Correct.
lot of grooming which is also required. The intent is pure. We feel that if this person will understand the project, we'll do it. However, it requires a lot of hand holding. Now, candidate need to understand if that the job opportunity is amazing and he feels that it will add a lot of value in his career trajectory, then I would recommend, or I would every time recommend my candidates to accept that job, even if the budget is little lower than your expectation, because either learning or money should come out. So if one of the thing is coming, the money will come out eventually. That's not a problem.
So I think it depends on how you match with the job and all the
Exactly.
round performance.
How important that opportunity is for the organization and for the candidate as well.
Perfect. I think the another thing, this is the last question, is things have been changing, right? So
Okay.
supply has been very high. Then
Hmm.
new technologies, AI is coming, which is basically making people more productive. So want to understand what are the changes that has happened in the hiring space, right? What are the new hiring trends that you have seen?
Okay. So I feel that I have been doing this for a long time and it is working no matter what space we are in, right? Performance-based hiring. So when I'm saying performance-based hiring, it again trickle down to multiple aspects. I'll name a few over here. First is define the success metrics. Like if that person is coming, define what is his KRAs are going to be, what is he going to achieve, what is he going to work upon, right? What is the matrix that he is going to touch base and move it. This is for the organization level, right? And the second basically is structured interviews. It is very important because this is something for the organizations. Even I'm saying that, you people are seeing through in the organization through the interviews. How is this happening? How is the candidate experience is happening? It's very, very important, right? It's not like you need the job, but you need a good workplace also, right? So if a lot of rescheduling is happening, feedbacks are not getting there, interviewers are not coming on time, all these are red flags. Like for an organization, we should not do it. The third thing is basically give the candidate a real world problem solving, not exactly go by a playbook that you have 15 questions in your list question bank and just asking. Give them, keep them stimulating, right? And then your decision should be always driven by data, like, and culture fit and adaptability is also one of the thing that is very, very important while hiring a talent.
Perfect. I think more focused on the metrics they'll focus on, impact they will create, and more like a very structured approach to achieving the goal and
Yeah.
making sure the KPIs are reached.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I think thanks a lot, Maneesha, for answering all the questions. I think it will be helpful for a lot of people. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you so much, Manoj, for this opportunity. I had great chat with you. Thank you.
Thank you.